Good evening, I'm Dania and this is KiniNews. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has announced a salary hike for civil servants. He also warned them that there will be no increments if they neglect their duties and are careless or lazy. The government has agreed to increase the salaries of its civil servants between 7 and 15% beginning December 1st. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced this today. He said the salary hike would be executed in two phases, the first one being this December 1st and followed by the second phase on January 1st, 2026.
Perasan gaji sebanyak 15% kepada pegawai kumpulan pelaksana dan pegawai kumpulan pengurusan dan profesional, dan perasan gaji sebanyak 7% kepada pegawai kumpulan pengurusan tertinggi. Ini juga satu langkah yang berani, kerana KSN dan rakan-rakannya di atas naik 7, yang di bawahnya naik di antara 15 sehingga 42%.
However, Anwar stressed that the new system would only benefit workers who perform. He added that civil servants found to be slacking or having disciplinary issues would not get a salary hike. The Prime Minister also called on civil servants to increase their productivity and service quality following the announcement. A former Court of Appeal judge has shared his views on the deaf e-hailing assault incident involving a police escort. This is what he said about the issue. Former Judge Hamid Sultan Abu Backer said it would be a prudent measure for the Attorney General's chambers to prosecute the security escort personnel who assaulted deaf e-hailing driver Ong Ing Keong in late May. This comes after the Inspector General of Police Razarudin Husain said the attacker had faced disciplinary action within the force. According to local news portal Scoop, Hamid said that while a victim is no constitutional right to demand his attacker be prosecuted, the public and relevant bodies upholding the rule of law are entitled to raise the issue repeatedly to ensure they face justice. He said this could be until a person said to have committed a crime is eventually charged, even if it takes decades. He added that there is no limitation period for crimes, although some countries have them, and the right to prosecute lies with the Attorney General's chambers. 2 days ago, Ong held a press conference where he revealed a dashcam clip of the May incident, which showed the bodyguard punching him just as his passengers entered his car. His lawyer, N. Surendran, expressed frustration over the authorities' inaction, saying it has almost been 2.5 months since the incident. Former AMNO leaders Shahril Hamdan and Kari Jamaluddin hit out at Amanah Youth today over alleged harassment of their podcast sponsor. Shahril Hamdan and Kari Jamaluddin have hit back at Youth and Sports Minister Amanah Youth over her criticism against a Keluar Sekejap sponsor. In an Instagram post, Shahril reposted a story by Yo and told her that if she really had a problem with the relatively mild comments made about her on a podcast, maybe she should respond substantively to those comments and address them to the people who said it. He said unlike some, he and Kari took ownership of what they said and don't tai chi or drag in other parties. He was referring to Yo's post directed at Jintel, where she had said that it was distasteful of the company to sponsor Shahril and Kari's podcast following comments made by the pair on the Olympic Council of Malaysia. Yo added that Jintel's massage chairs have become the perfect platform for armchair critiques and requested a response from the company. Meanwhile, Kari, a former youth and sports minister, said that while they had previously called out Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim regularly, the latter had not responded in such a way. He added that the points we made were mild, and if Yo had a problem with it, she should respond to the argument. He said there is no need for a minister to drag sponsors in, and Yo shouldn't be petty and thin-skinned. Previously, Kari had said that Yo must be a proactive leader and not act like a Tai Chi minister. In response to this, Yo had referred to the Olympic Charter and OCM Constitution, saying that her actions were due to the separation of powers and respect for institutional boundaries. She said she stood by her conviction and will defend what she believes is right. She added that doing so is not Tai Chi, it is called good governance. Yeoh said they shouldn't mistake her silence for weakness and said, "Apologies, I just do not have time to sit on massage chairs and do podcast." Before we move on, if you like access to news like this and more, consider supporting us and donate to KiniTv by scanning the QR code on the screen. The issue over the lifting of the comic book ban continued today with a PKR youth leader calling for all parties to stop politicizing it. PKR Youth has urged all quarters to stop politicizing the court ruling over former DAP member Hugh Kwan Yeo's Belt and Road Initiative for Win-Winism comic book. In a statement, the Youth Wing's Legal Bureau Chief Ashik Ali Seti Alivi said the Home Ministry's decision to lift the ban against the book was to abide by a court decision. He said the ban was lifted only after all the court proceedings on the matter had concluded. He added that the government led by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is always committed to preserving the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary in this country. He also noted that the country's judiciary has complete freedom to decide on any legal matters following existing laws and the federal constitution. Therefore, Ashik urged all quarters, including component parties of the Madani government, to respect the court's decision and stop politicizing the lifting of the comic book ban. AMNO Youth stressed today that they are free to speak on and criticize anything within the public's interest. It said this in response to a claim made by the opposition. AMNO Youth has denied the opposition's claim that it is banned from talking about former Prime Minister Najib Razak. AMNO Youth Chief Akmal Saleh said there is no prohibition for it to raise issues related to Najib. He added that Pahang AMNO Youth even raised the issue of the Royal Pardon Addendum, among others. He told reporters in Gua Musang today that there are no obstacles and they are free to say anything. Akmal also insisted on AMNO's youth's freedom to speak on and criticize anything within the public's interest. He said they are free to criticize DAP, free to criticize PAS, and are even free to criticize their leaders. Previously, PAS Information Chief Ahmad Fadli Shari claimed that AMNO Chief Ahmad Zaid Hamidi prohibited his party's youth wing from raising the issue of cancelling the ban on the Belt and Road Initiative for Win-Winism comic book. When campaigning in Negeri recently, Fadli claimed Zahid reminded AMNO Youth to focus on bigger issues, adding that talking about the Royal Pardon Addendum is insulting to Najib and his family. Police have warned that they will take stern action against those that make provocative statements that could disrupt the democratic system and public order during the Negeri polls.
The police have confirmed that there have been attempts by certain parties to influence voters not to vote in the Nenggiri state by-election this Saturday. Kelantan Police Chief Muhammad Zaki Harun said the police take this matter seriously and will take stern action against those who make any extreme provocative statements that could disrupt the democratic system and public order. According to Bernama, he said such actions could be investigated under Section 4A1 of the Election Offences Act 1954, which is the offence of promoting feelings of ill will or hostility. He added that the police will ensure that the election process runs smoothly without any hindrance. He said they will also guarantee that voters will be able to safely and freely vote without being influenced by any individuals to refrain from fulfilling their responsibilities as voters. Zaki also commended a majority of parties or individuals who conducted their campaigns in a healthy manner and adhered to the election requirements. He stressed that any political party or individual is strictly prohibited from provoking one another to avoid disrupting public order.
That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Dania. Thanks for watching.